Hey guys, how are you doing? If you are confused to choose between iPhone 16e versus iPhone 15, then in this episode we are going to see the quick features comparison, all the essential factors that are missing on iPhone 16e and what you will be missing if you are going for the iPhone 15, which will help you to make the final decision. So in the next few minutes, you're going to choose your next iPhone. The recently launched iPhone 16e may look attractive, but to summarize it up, the very first thing I have noticed is it has the iPhone 14 display and most of its internals, and it has the iPhone 15 Plus battery backup, and it has the iPhone 16, which is Apple's latest iPhone 16 processor inside, which makes it kind of confusing for people to choose which one will be the value for money purchase or good for the next few years usage. If you take the display and form factor of the iPhone 15 and iPhone 16e, they both are same exact 6.1-inch display, but the 15 stands out with its overall the nits brightness frequency when you use it outdoor. It operates in 1000 nits brightness in normal conditions and goes up to 1600 nits for HDR and 2000 nits for outdoor lighting conditions. If you take the iPhone 16e, it operates in 800 nits similar to the iPhone 14, and when you use HDR content, it goes maximum up to 1200 nits, which proves that iPhone 15 has better, brighter display. Either indoor or outdoor usage, it is going to be much better display experience compared to the iPhone 14 display that comes in iPhone 16e phone. Apple does this all the time whenever they release the SE model. Like they put the internals, some processor and some other components with the latest hardware, the newly released iPhone, and when it comes to the other components, it is going to be like 2 or 3 years older hardware features. iPhone 15 also brings the dynamic island feature, which acts like a mini dock that stores most of the app related actions, and many apps also support the dynamic island feature nowadays. Any food delivery app or ride sharing app and parcel services, they simply show, and sports activity scores, everything can be displayed for a quick preview on the dynamic island. If there is no dynamic island, then the iPhone 16e depends on the live activities feature on the lock screen, which you can wake up the screen to have a quick preview of the particular app content in real time. When it comes to the physical form factor, both have the same exact USB-C port with the transfer rate of 480 Mbps. This is the USB 2.0 port, sufficient for most common users. It is not targeted for power users. They need to go for the pro models in such cases. When it comes to the camera, iPhone 16e has single rear lens, but it has the 48 megapixel 2-in-1 sensor, which Apple claims, and it may look like the exact same sensor that is present on the iPhone 16 phone, but so far reports suggest that it is not. There is some like 20 to 30% difference, reduction of performance difference in the camera with the photos and videos that you capture using the iPhone 16e compared to the iPhone 16 phone. So the camera is not exactly the latest one, and when you take the iPhone 15, it has the 48 megapixel wide angle lens, and it has additional 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, which will be helpful if you want to capture more subjects using the rear camera, the dual lens camera system. And it also has the 2x optical zoom feature for capturing a subject with 2x additional zoom. When it comes to the camera settings, as both have the 48 megapixel sensor, within the settings you will see an option to select whether the 12 megapixel sensor should be used for photo capturing, because it has some reduced size, and it of course lags some details and depth compared to the 24 megapixel photos and videos that you normally take. You can choose them within the camera app while taking it. Also, iPhone 16e has audio mix feature, which is available in the iPhone 16 series, and it doesn't have cinematic mode. I personally think that is one big disappointment. Like if people are going for the camera performance, especially when they go for the iPhone, then in this case, iPhone 15 would be a better choice, where it also has the cinematic mode that adds the depth effect that you can edit on the device and export it, which subject should be selected after the recording is done. And iPhone 15 also has the sensor shift OIS camera for the wide angle lens, which some people may prefer while choosing the iPhone for its camera performance. Photos and videos are still going to be great on iPhone 16e, but just 15 has some advantage over it. And Apple also has its first 5G 4G modem, the C1, which is also more power efficient as Apple claims. And inside we have the latest iPhone 16 model's processor, the A18 chipset, which enables the iPhone 16U to have the Apple Intelligence feature. Based on my experience, other than the writing tools, I think the image playground and few other image generation features are still kind of a fancy feature when it comes to the iPhone's Apple Intelligence. So I think it may take like 2 generations, like next 2 years of time, more updates and more fixes needs to be done to the Apple Intelligence for Apple to make it a attractive option to choose the iPhone with Apple Intelligence, when it comes to the price and all the other hardware features, because the A16 processor present on your iPhone 15 is still going to run excellent for the next few years. When you want to compare the processor performance, you're not going to do heavy duty tasks on your iPhone that gets the A18 chipset into the full potential. So A16 itself is still a good processor is what I'm saying for the next 3 to 4 years usage. We are going to use only one app at a time. It is not going to let you multitask with dual apps on the same screen. And about the physical button change, like the ring or silent switch changed to the software programmable action button. Apple also increased the battery capacity of the iPhone 16e that made it to give 26 hours of battery backup, that is similar to iPhone 15 Plus device. Instead of going for the larger phone, you can still have a compact 6.1-inch form factor device and still able to get the 26 hours video playback. That makes people to get confused. And in conclusion, I'll make a suggestion which one you can choose with. And the iPhone 15 delivers 20 hours of battery backup, which is good for normal usage. If your usage is going to be heavy and you are worried about, if there are some high screen on time and you may miss out on the battery performance, then you may think about going for the iPhone 16e. But for the price that is, available in the Apple Store, I think you may have a look at the iPhone 16 model, which has the better display, because display is everything when it comes to the device, either it is Android phone or iPhone. The display decides whatever the hardware that is inside. The display is going to be the main deciding factor that lets you to experience that hardware. So the iPhone 15 has better display, dynamic LN feature that overall makes it not feel outdated over the next 3 to 4 years usage. And it also has the ultra wide angle camera, MagSafe, which is an important feature I personally think is also missing out on the iPhone 16e. And it also has ultra wideband chip, which will be useful if you're using any AirTags or similar accessories, the precision finding feature. When it comes to the advantage of iPhone 16e, it has the A18 chipset, it has Apple Intelligence, it has C1 modem, which is Apple designed one, and it delivers 26 hours of battery backup. So you have to choose which features you feel essential for the next few years usage. Based on that, you can choose your iPhone, whether it is going to be the 16e or iPhone 15. If 3 or more features checks out, then go with the iPhone 16e and you will not regret your purchase for sure. You can adjust to that iPhone 14 display, and especially if you're planning to get the phone for mom or dad or any elderly person, then it'll be a perfect one with the latest processor and all the other features. If you're using it for business communication, if you need the built-in writing tools, the Apple Intelligence features and improvements that is going to come in the next updates, then you may consider the iPhone 16e. Otherwise, iPhone 15 should be the one that most people consider purchasing, is what I personally believe. Do share your thoughts in the comments which one you are actually going for, and for which specific features you are going for the iPhone 16e or iPhone 15. It may help others to make the decision as well. Thank you so much for watching. For more useful iPhone, iPad and Mac related tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day.